Deglutition occurs in two parts. The first part is called the buccal phase, and it is voluntary. During this phase, the tongue pushes up against the roof of the mouth, which forces the food bolus into the oropharynx. A bolus is a rounded mass of food prepared by the mouth for swallowing. The second phase is called the pharyngeal esophageal phase, which is involuntary. During this phase, the uvula and larynx rise up so food can't go into any respiratory airways, and the muscle of the upper esophagus, known as the upper esophageal sphincter, relaxes so food can go into the esophagus. The pharynx's constrictor muscles contract, which forces food into the esophagus. Food is moved down the esophagus by peristalsis.
The pharynx is a muscular column that runs between the oral cavity and the esophagus. It is divided up into three main sections known as the oropharynx, nasopharynx, and laryngopharynx. Food passes posteriorly into the oropharynx and then to the laryngopharynx. The mucosa, which is the mucus lining of the pharynx, has stratified squamous epithelium and it contains mucus glands. The pharynx has three pharyngeal constrictor muscles that make up the outer layer of the wall, and the three paired muscles are the inner muscles.
When food enters the pharynx, all other routes are blocked besides the way to the digestive tract. The tongue blocks the mouth, while the soft palate blocks the nasopharynx, making sure food can't go back into the mouth or up into the nasal region. Next, the larynx rises, allowing the epiglottis to cover the trachea. This way, food can't enter the respiratory system. The esophageal sphincter at the top of the esophagus relaxes, letting the bolus be pushed down the esophagus via circular muscle contractions. These muscle contractions constrict the pathway and push the food down towards the stomach. Longitudinal muscles contract, keeping the path ahead of the bolus shortened. Solid foods take 4 to 8 seconds to reach the stomach, while liquids take only 1 to 2 seconds. Lastly, the gastroesophageal sphincter at the bottom of the esophagus relaxes, letting food enter the stomach. If the sphincter ever weakens, acid may return to the esophagus, and this is a condition known as acid reflux. Acid reflux can cause damage to the esophageal lining and result in a burning sensation known as heartburn.